Part 9. I only felt a little guilty. Or rather, I felt angry seeing Darkness being this popular and naturally went to disturb her. It was the feeling of seeing a female friend you were close to but don't want to date, but felt repulsed about her becoming someone else's girlfriend. I was blinded by the rewards and pushed for Darkness's marriage not too long ago, but now I'm getting in her way after I became rich. It was regrettable, but I'm really willful. The party was supposedly held in my honor, but thanks to Darkness attracting all the attention, I was basically ignored. I won't be happy about noble guys surrounding me, and I didn't feel lonely either. The aristocratic ladies were chatting with Aqua and Megumin, asking them what brand of shampoo they used and what kind of soap they prefer. Yup, those girls look fine as long as they keep their gaps shut. I wasn't envious or anything. What are you doing in a place like this? Iris said to me as I was leaning against the wall in the corner, watching everyone enjoying themselves. Iris, as expected of Iris. How gentle and considerate, Iris. I was by myself and all alone at the party. You're a great sister, Iris. And not really. When I showered her with praise, Iris muttered softly and lowered her blushing face. Oh? Recently, she'd come to me unhesitantly and talk back, but she was really docile tonight. Iris leaned against the wall beside me with her face flushed. As it was a party within the castle, that annoying Claire won't stick by Iris's side. Iris looked at the dazzling hall. From tomorrow onward, this castle will quiet down too. The one that made Claire angry and troubled Rain has to go back. She said softly as she leaned against the wall. The two of them thought of me as an eyesore for the entire week. Isn't it great for the castle to become quiet? In my mansion, every day is like a riot. If I could have one wish, I would wish to have a peaceful life. Iris, who glanced at me from time to time, while leaning on the wall, had a sad smile. What was happening? Just seeing her lonely actions tightened my chest. Was I such an easy man? I shouldn't say this since I treated you like a little sister from day one, but Iris, you've gotten so close to me just after 1 week. To avoid being noticed that I was moved by a 12-year-old kid, I tried diverting the topic. Did I trouble you? When she looked up and told me that shyly, I was shaken even further. No, I'm really happy about this. However, I was wondering why you like someone like me so much. Somehow, I kept my stiff voice from leaking out, and Iris giggled. And then, this is the first time I've met someone like you. Everyone keeps on their toes around me and showers me with concern. Only one person was lofty, rude, merciless, and taught all sorts of weird things to me. Even though I'm royalty, he even went all out to compete with me without any semblance of acting like an adult. Hey, I didn't ask you to list out things about me that you're unhappy about. I'm asking what you like about me, all right? I expressed my doubt after hearing Iris's words. But I am listing out the reasons I like you, she said with a happy smile. Damn, she was really cute. Be it Arisama or Iris, why do all the prim and proper girls have such a huge barrier between us? No, I only see Iris as my sister. Just treat her like a 12-year-old kid. By the way, my win-loss records are better in that game, so it's my victory, right? Hey, what do you mean by that? Toward the end we split the games 50-50, or rather, I've had more overwhelming wins. If we play on, it'll definitely be my victory. Can't you just admit your loss honestly? Oni-Isama's really a kid. Era, declaring your victory against a child, aren't you a child too? After arguing with Iris momentarily, we finally got tired of it and leaned against the wall once again. Really, being so stubborn to the end. That might be so, but recently, Iris seemed happy even when she was bickering with me. After that, Iris and I fell silent and stared at the party absent-mindedly. We talked a lot during this 1 week together. I both made her mad and made her smile. But for some reason, both of us were quiet. Aqua and Megumin were stuffing themselves with food, and Darkness was still being swarmed by nobles. My time spent with you during this 1 week will definitely be a precious memory for me. Iris muttered to herself while looking at this scene. I'm really envious of Lalatina. She must be having fun every day, she said with a lonely smile. She got this close to me in just 1 week. If I go back, the child will need to suppress her personality to fulfill her obligation as royalty and act as a responsible, good child. Wasn't there any way for me to stay in this castle? How about asking her to appoint me as a knight? No, it'd be hard for a weakling like me to get into the Knight Corps, even with Iris and Darkness's influence. And the reason why I was being chased out was because of the bad influence I was giving Iris, and the fact that I wasn't contributing to this castle meaningfully. Maybe a general of the Demon King's army will happen to attack? If I defeat one of the Demon King's generals elegantly, my place here will be acknowledged by others, and my slightly willful request will be granted. It'll be fine even if it isn't something that grand. What I wanted was an accomplishment that'll let me stay in the capital. I felt that there'd be less resistance against me that way. While I was thinking over this silently, Iris said, I want to be an adventurer just like Lalatina. All generations of royalty possess high potential for using magic, right? I probably can't be a crusader like Lalatina. But what about a mage or a priest? Or maybe a thief. Being something like the chivalrous thief that's the talk of the city would be nice. But would Claire be angry if I say that I want to be a thief? She giggled after saying so. What did you just say? Iris suddenly lifted her head and looked at me, tilting her head with a puzzled expression. Oni-sama, you don't know about the chivalrous thief who's the talk of the city? He seems to be hitting the home of nobles with bad reputations and stealing the wealth they got through despicable means. And on the next day, a large donation would be made to an orphanage run by the Church of Eris. That's why the thief's known as the chivalrous thief. Chivalrous thief. As a royalty, I probably shouldn't acknowledge someone who steals as a chivalrous thief. But don't you think it's cool? I might be situated on the side that was being stolen from. But even so, I still yearn for such a title a little. When I saw Iris's eyes sparkling, I felt jealous of the masked thief I had never seen before and wanted to capture him. Capture the chivalrous thief? Alright, you're my target.